Fight or flight? No need to choose just one. With the gravity offline at Oosoom Station, Chaos find themselves in the midst of a literal boss battle.
I want to basically turn the smatter that's on him into like long strands of like thread. I got a 6.
Yes. The gummy mummy maneuver is successful, and you've basically cocooned Jack Skyflyer. Jennifer sees this as an opportunity and rips free of her shackles, and she is now beating the shit out of Velikving.
Beat Boop, could you bring the ship around?
Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no! Close to the exit door, you do see Aylis, and she is floundering in the air.
I know you think that you pulled one over on us, but I don't regret for a second anything we did to help you get set free.
I know I did you wrong, but if you need me to help, then I'm going to need a little bit of help from you.
Since I'm in Bennett's digital space, when he and Ving traded banking information, there was a little spike in there so that the Chaos also got into Ving's bank. Basically, everybody in his employ, I'm going to equally distribute all of his wealth to them.
Check your bank balance and then ask yourself whose side you're on.
They each look at their personal comm devices and they go, "We're free. We're free. Oh, we're free. Oh, my friends." And he cracks all 6 of his knuckles. None of you are surviving the night.
The revolution will be podcasted. It's good chaotic.
So far, every time you have encountered Velikving, he has been cool, calm, collect. That veneer is gone. The rage in his eyes is apparent. You don't even have to be in the same room. You could feel it radiating off him. And he leans down into his personal comm device, and speakers everywhere in Oosoom Station ring to life. "Attention, Oosoom Station. This is the boss. Whoever kills Chaos will be freed." What do you do?
Straight away, I want to hack into the communication system, and I guess I would have to roll. No, hack is bad because I have no hack. But you know what? Screw it. I'm going to try to hack into the communication system. I'm going to do the roll first, actually, for the hack, because there's no point in me saying anything if I don't do the hack.
Okay, this is going to be a desperate limited.
All right, good. So as we've learned, I'm going to get an experience for this either way. So I rolled a 4. I did roll a 4. I'm going to mark 1 on insight.
There's a loud bit of feedback, and you are able to begin broadcasting. You're going to be cut off, so go ahead.
Okay, check your bank balance and decide whose side you're on.
Okay, you're cut off.
That's
there.
it.
Yeah, it was quick enough. I do have to give you a little bit of a penalty, even though the time was there, and you get a little bit of a zap from
zap.
the system kicked you out. So,
get
so
zapped, idiot.
We're just gonna call that a level 1 harm.
Level 1 harm. Okay, so that's like, I've still got from being punched in the face, and I've got this level 1 harm from being zapped.
Okay, you've been zapped.
I have an idea of what I want to do. So I'm in the other room anyway, and I've just given that speech to Aylis, and I'm going right now. I have 5 load. I want to, because I had a mixed success last time. That's why I'm going to take a penalty here. I'm going to sacrifice one of my load and only have 4 moving forward.
Okay.
And I'm giving her some of my smatter to give her gravity boots. And my follow up to that statement, I'm in this room full of people and they're all hearing and they heard what he just said. And I say, "You heard what I just told you about Aylis. He's offering to free one of you. We're trying to help free all of you." And then I'm going to book it for the door because now I am going after that gravity thing. And I mean, like, that's my move.
Okay, so as you're heading out the door, you pass this smatter to Aylis, and it forms into the gravity boots immediately, wrapping around her feet, and she is reoriented to the proper gravity. And she is going to join in and make this a group action for your role, because you've sort of now put your money where your mouth is. And she goes, Yeah, he fucking sucks. So why don't you go ahead and make a roll?
Okay. Do I get an extra dice because of her help?
Yes.
Okay, so this is gonna be 3 dice because I just added. No, my sway was already there. Never mind.
And this will be a risky standard.
Risky standard. Okay. Listen to that sexy dice. Listen to it. Is it a 6? Yes.
6.
Yes, it's a 6. Woo!
Well done.
Thank God, because the other 2 were not good. The other 2 were a 1 and a 3, which means I would have somehow started a reverse revolution. Like, no, we only want one of us to rise.
Oppression.
We all want. Yeah.
God, could you imagine a group of people like actively voting against their own interests?
No.
Anyway, moving on.
Oh, hey, how about that? Can we do that?
The confused floating masses of Oosoom Station have just been inundated with a speech from their boss, a speech from a random person over the loudspeaker, a speech from a random person on sky skates, and someone who maybe still works here. And in this mass of mess, it gets through to them. They're listening, and you can see a couple people like they've stopped flailing about and trying to reach for things, and they're checking their personal comm devices, and they're seeing, wait a minute, I can afford my freedom. And you hear like multiple people like chiming out, and they're ringing. It's like, look, and the snowball begins rolling downhill, whereas it just started as a couple of voices, and then everyone in the club is slowly starting to realize, I mean, like, we're floating right now, but I think there's a much bigger issue right now. And Chase, as you're making your way outside, you start hearing chants in unison coming from inside the club.
Excellent. My movement is me on sky skates heading toward. I think I'm actually going to start blasting towards where I don't think I would know where the gravity thing is off the top of my head. So I think I will be blasting towards where I think the ship is, where the vagabond is, so that I can get the stalker.
I'll tell you what, because you got a 6 on that, as you come outside, you see the vagabond showing up.
With bodies just stuck to the side.
Just hanging on, just a bunch of
Like
people hanging on.
Garfield stickies on the side.
And
it's at the end of Serenity when the what they call the Reavers have those decimated ships. Sorry.
Yeah, you look up and you see Beep Boop very just avoiding a couple more floating people, and you actually see that they've been using the grappling hooks a little bit to maneuver people out of the way as best as possible. And it does seem like that the things that they were hitting were inanimate objects. But now the vagabond is directly above you, and we're gonna jump back inside.
Perfect.
Before we do that, can I pitch something purely for joy purposes?
I don't know, joy on this show. Yeah.
When Beep Boop is piloting the ship, can Beep Boop's eyes be projected onto the main window? Like car style?
Planes. Okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's going to cost you 9 stress. No.
Okay, so Tripper's just exploded, but I think it's worth it.
Agreed, honestly. Yeah, that's fair.
We look up, we all see the eyes, and Tripper goes, wow!
It really blew my mind. All right, so, now that the ship is nearby, Killsphere's going to say to Beep Boop, are you in range to transport Jax to the brig?
Negative. You'll have to put some sort of homing beacon on him before I can teleport him inside.
Okay. So Killsphere's going to, because they have freedom of movement again, they're going to use their momentum to push Trip into Jax and hope that Trip sticks to Jax, and then that will be the signal for Beep Boop. So can I do a scrap against my own teammate to bop them into the sticky bad guy?
Go ahead.
That's funny.
Risky standard.
You're gonna scrap to bop Trip into sticky bad guy. I think that the technobabble in this podcast is impenetrable for a new listener.
Hey, y'all hear sticky bad guy? It's a real bop.
Beep boop bop. I got a 6, so we're rocking, baby.
Yes.
Cook him with gas.
Exactly as you describe it, it happens. And because you got a 6, the incredibly mean slime does not decide to take pot shots at Trip, and instead is like, oh God, I gotta be closer to this Jax fella. He stinks.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's already wrapped around him. I mean, it's been wrapped around him.
Oh, Steven.
It's been.
Beep boop, please use Trip's signal and beam them both. Well, just I don't know. Trip, you push him into the brig when you get there.
I feel like putting Trip back in the cockpit is probably a good idea.
smart.
that's what I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to
yeah.
get them both in the ship. So beam
Don't
them both in the
forget,
ship.
the WAPs are in my room.
That's the last thing you hear before you're teleported. Yes! And the two of you thud down in the middle of, let's just call it the cargo hold.
The cargo hold?
Yeah.
Not the brig. Do we have a brig?
You do, but this was a slapdash operation, and it was just got to
Cool.
put you somewhere. Didn't
All
know
right.
what was coming in.
Sounds toasty. I'm gonna drag Jax to the brig then,
Okay, that I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
Good.
Back in the clear.
and you shouldn't.
I hope Trip remembers those WAPs. Otherwise, he'll never get free. You know what? I think BB is gonna use her connection to Beep Boop to get herself close to the dam as possible on the ship to get ready to get into it.
You're still in the club.
Yeah, isn't the ship nearby the club?
It's outside.
It's outside.
Well, is she in range to teleport up?
Yeah,
Go ahead and make a roll.
just one dice.
No, you got to tell me what this is.
Oh, I guess it's a scramble because it's moving.
Are
Okay.
you scrambling? Because if you're teleporting, I would make an argument for
Or
that.
would that be-
being command, maybe, because you're commanding.
Oh, I don't have
Beep boop.
anything in there. So.
Okay, cool, and shut my face.
Well, I have a way that'll make everybody happy. I'm gonna rig. I'll rig a mechanical system that I have on top of me to try to get as speedily as I can to Beep Boop. I will roll and figure out how that happens.
How about this? One of your smatter is an emergency recall device.
Sure. And we're rigging that bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a go.
Risky standard.
Oh, okay. It's just a 4. I rolled 2 4s.
Mixed success. You begin to start teleporting, but it is taking a lot longer than it should because it should be instantaneous. So
It's so instead of like a motorcycle, it's like a little like those like little toy trikes that kids have with the battery inside. So it only goes a certain speed, y'all.
yeah, so you are actually in two places at once. It's very, very disorienting, and you're almost like a ghost in both of them right now. You will arrive safely, but you're kind of in between
Limbo right now.
now.
I like that, but I also liked the image of it just being a physical and just like people in the club seeing this beaver go by on a little slow moving sky trike.
I'm gonna put a bid in for the sky trike. Like the spatter, just like it's supposed to be like a big jet or something that zips her to the ship, but instead it's like a little.
So yeah, so you're mid teleport. Best you can figure is something got hit. The ship has taken a lot of damage and it's interfering with it.
You mean all the shit that Beep Boop hit on the way coming in?
There was a lot before that. You went through an asteroid field. There was an exploding planet. You know.
A lot of stuff is that.
No,
You
no,
came
no.
back to the asteroid field a second time and got hit by asteroids a second entire time.
Hey, that can actually resolve the issue of us not actually having a teleport. Is the teleport that we did have just got destroyed, so now we have to get a
Hey,
new one.
oh, there we go.
There we
That way, narratively, it makes sense that we've
Bang.
done it, and now we can't do it again until we earn it.
Bing
There
bang
we
boom.
go. Teamwork.
Solved.
Jennifer has just she took a massive attack from Ving previously, and she is sort of regaining consciousness, and all of her ire is dead set on Ving right now, and she looks at Killsphere and she says, "Team up."
So it's just Ving and Jennifer in the room, and Killsphere remembers back to the first meeting with Ving, where Ving mentioned casually that he and Jennifer used to date.
No, he's just massively in love with her.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, he's just massive. He's got a crush on her rather. And so Killsphere is just going to look at the two of them and go, "You deserve each other," and leave the office. They're just going to float away and try and hit the like door close button on the way out.
As soon as the door closes, you hear the loudest fighting you've ever heard in your life muffled through the door right behind you.
Fighting.
Those poor guards are seeing some crazy shit right now. I'm glad we paid them because they need it for the therapy. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna let the two of them, quote unquote, handle each other, and Killsphere is gonna head back towards the vagabond.
Okay, as you're going through the club, you start seeing
Sorry, Danny, it's pronounced club.
As you proceed through the club,
Well, you sounded aggressively Swedish there.
That was so
As you
worth it.
proceed through the club.
So worth it.
you see these newly radicalized employees, and they are still very helplessly floating around, but you see the few of them who are attached to services or at least near things, reaching out and helping one another. And you see that the chain of events of people helping one another is kind of getting the room under control. What do you want to do right before you head out that door? Anything? You don't have to.
Yeah, just before they head out the door, Killsphere will see like one straggler who's out of reach of some people and sort of just nudge them towards the people who are helping using their independent momentum, and just make sure they'll do like one last look around the room to make sure there aren't any other people in like the most desperate of need.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, I think Killsphere will just head out.
Okay. Chase.
I think my goal was to try to figure out the gravity thing. So I think that I'm on my sky skates, so I'm going to go up towards the Vagabond. My goal is not to get in the ship. My goal is to kind of like call the stalker to me and try to trying to home in on what like the gravity supplying stuff would be and try to go to resolve that situation.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make like a scan kind of roll sort of thing that it will basically Beep Boop and the Vagabond will be able to do that, but let's go ahead and do that.
All right. This is going to be I have disadvantage on this because I don't have anything that's good for this.
Okay.
So I think it would be study or hack would be the two things I can think of, and I think study is probably going to be it. So it's going to be the same. Either way, I'm rolling the same thing. I just wanted to see what I was choosing.
Okay, this will be a controlled standard.
Okay. Okay. So they are 4 and a 5. So regardless, I take a mixed success on that. And you said it was controlled? Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see here. So controlled means minor complication, reduced effect, or lesser harm or risky position.
Yeah, it's going to be a reduced effect. Beep Boop is able to send you the information based on all the scans that have been going on. Things are kind of, obviously, the ship's taken a lot of hits. There's things in the way. And Beep Boop sends the stalker outside to meet with you along with coordinates. Okay, here is, these are the locations possibly of the gravity disruptors, but we don't know which one is currently affecting all the other ones right now. So Beep Boop gives you 3 choices. All 3 of them are basically on the 3 furthest points of the station itself.
Okay, I'm gonna transmit that information to BB because I think BB has a better chance than I do at actually fixing something. But I'm going to go to the furthest one away, and I'm gonna say to BB like, "Hey, if you figure it out at the closer ones, let me know what to do," and then I will go.
Okay, let's have you make a helm check for this, please. This is going to be a risky standard.
Okay.
Because you're trying to avoid hitting.
Yep. It's a failure for the lower of the 2. Full failure.
Okay.
So failed to do it, risky position.
Yeah. The gravity being...
Well, you said risky? Failed to do it, suffer harm, complication, disposition, or lose its opportunity.
Yeah. With the gravity throwing things out of whack, there are just so many obstacles in front of you. And I'm going to have you'll slam on the brakes before doing too much damage. But you're still a little bit of a novice pilot, especially when there are lots of asteroids and stuff like that. So unfortunately, you're not going to make any progress towards the direction you want to go just yet. Like there's just basically too much of a wall of debris and detritus and people and things.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
BB, you finish phasing into the ship. You don't feel great from that because it's a little more. It was a little more strenuous than a normal teleport, but you're able to get your bearings. What would you like to do?
I'm crawling my way to the dam, and I guess the dam, when it starts walking or being operated by BB, it has that same sort of like nauseous slump. And it's like,
and what do you plan to do once in the dam?
I think she's overheard Chase come in through the comms, specifically for her. So she is, and I mean, we have never used this before, so I'm hoping I'm using it right here. So I have a special ability called Construct Whisper, and we'll get to when I can use it, but essentially it's like I can talk to machines once I study them. but I got to find it first, right? So my question here is, because I have two in Attune, and Attune is trying to like figure out how to communicate with machines. Is there a way BB can Attune to be like, where are you, gravity machines? And they'll be like, here we are.
While you're seated inside of the dam, you get the same 3 location coordinates, and it's a little less mystical, but it is a little more technical. But it is that. It's basically using the dam systems. You are able to parse through the information, and you are able to see that we'll call the one to the east is the one that is the problem one, and you are able. Well, actually, I want to go ahead and have you make a roll right now to determine what you can do from that. But yeah, your construct whisperer, it's as if the machine is speaking to you. It's like, that's the one. I know that's the one.
Let's go, Attune, baby. Let's go. We got 2. Ooh, it's a double 6.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's critical, right?
Yes, it is.
Where did you buy those dice?
Shout out again to Dispel Dice.
As soon as you connect to that system that you know is the one that is on the fritz, you are remotely interfaced with it. Like from inside the dam, you don't have to go to this thing. You have full access to the systems right now. You have control of the narrative right now.
Oh, I have attuned everybody. BB is going to, in her southern language, make this the fluffiest banana pudding there's ever been. So she's going to try to gently get those who are still floating to float down. But as I said, this is a banana pudding being made. So she is trying to let those who are of more denser gravity go down first, and then we keep laying on top, and it's just this kind of nice cuddle puddle of
great
individuals.
You're flipping switches, pressing buttons, pulling, everything that there is there, and the gravity in Oosoom Station begins to return, and it is, rather than that horrible thud, it is that gentle, everyone is now down on the ground, and no one suffers harm from this because you are speaking your language right now. And as soon as people have regained their footing, even though you're in the ship, you're still getting broadcasts and things like that, though, but all of the people in the club now who have just been radicalized by chaos, you hear chants and cheers, and it sounds as if they're storming the castle right now, making their way to Velik Ving's office. Now, you're not in there, so you can't see much more, but that's where you are right now. Who's up next?
I think it's me. Chase, you're going to head to the gravity thing?
Well, it sounds like I don't need to anymore. Sounds like that the BB took care of that.
Touche. Okay, so gravity's handled. People are taking care of themselves pretty much. It feels like everything's pretty well resolved. So I'm going to take... Sorry, I'm going to do the stupidest thing I've ever thought of on this podcast right now.
That's really saying something.
I know. Killsphere is going to... I'm going to use a command roll. And Killsphere is going to say, subscribe to my podcast.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Killsphere does that as like the gates of the ramp of the vagabond. Just
it's a free action.
Yes.
This revolution was brought to you by Dispel Dice.
Please like and subscribe. Chaos. Got to ring the bell for freedom.
Because BB got a critical on that. I'm just going to say that is a freebie. You got to advertise your podcast at every opportunity.
You
I
gotta
understand.
Listeners, you got to tell your friends about the podcasts you love, especially this one.
But you can have an action proper for that.
Hell yeah. Okay. I was doing that because I didn't know what else to do. What's left to wrap up here? I think we've dealt with
the two yahoos are arguing with each other.
They're handling themselves.
Jax is
we've
with
got
Trip.
Jax in the brig. Trip is at this point probably in the cockpit of the ship. Beep Boop's not at the wheel anymore. It's Trip time.
They've had a long argument while Beep Boop's eyes are on like the screen in front of Trip.
Okay. In that case, Killsphere is going to go back to the Vagabond, if there's enough distance or whatever, and head to the brig to have a private chat with Jax.
Ooh.
Okay. Do you want to do that right now, or do you want to maybe get out of Oosoom first?
We can get out, but I'm not needed for that part. Like Trip's
Okay,
got
no,
that
no,
handled, So I think I don't want to waste time because Killsphere's extremely worried about the lighthouse tech leak. Like that's a number one for them right now. So they want answers to that, and Jax is basically the portal to answers, I think.
I was just gonna say that BB is in the dam still, but like wiping off Jax because that's the only thing that gets rid of the slime as Killsphere is coming into the brig.
As I'm flying back, now that the debris is not in the air and stuff, as I'm flying back to Vagabond to return the stalker to it, I send one last signal out to Yint because I know she wasn't able to get it. I don't know that she wasn't able to get in, but I know she's not here. So I say, hey, appreciate that help back there. This station was a bad place, and now it has a chance to be something very different, something a little more free. And it seems like you're someone who maybe could help them out with that, and they might need a lot of that help. So do what you want to do, but that's my suggestion. And maybe next time, let's just get coffee.
You get the 3 dots, and then it says, coffee sounds great. Human smiley face. It actually says human smiley face.
I send back the cat smiley face.
And with that, the Vagabond exits Oosoom Station. It is not easy, but you are able to negotiate the asteroid field out. The ship's taken a lot of bruises. No one's going to notice a couple more. And Beep Boop says, all right, set course for home.
That's my job.
Yeah, I was asking.
You don't have any rank on the ship. You are the autopilot.
You feel the ship frown.
I'm just teasing you. You take us home.
Oh, Trip, I'm going to airlock you. And you start taking off towards the lighthouse. So,
Do I have to roll a new character now? Or
not yet.
So funny.
Okay, so you are now headed back to the lighthouse. So, Killsphere and BB are at the brig. And inside the brig is the now slightly less slimy Jack Skyflyer. BB, are you trying to recollect any of Steven the Mean Slime?
Of course I am.
Okay.
Steven's my baby. Oh my God. She has a name for every single slime.
You're not going to put me back in that dirty container, are you?
Steven, what have we talked about being nice about our homes? You know I work very hard going through all of those junkyards to find everybody their own little slice of heaven. And you have to be so rude all the time. You're
It's just my nature.
It's true, Steven. You're sour as And she's just rubbing away with the dam. And I think it's a little bit of a slow process.
Yeah. What's the matter? Couldn't think of a good insult?
Steven, I'm tired. I'm only a small beaver. And I think that's probably when Killsphere floats in, is just hearing
Perfect.
I'm a small beaver.
And you put the cap on.
What? Because I would remember this from before. What was Jax's original name? It was like Shad
Latch Under.
Latch Under. So yeah, Killsphere will float to the sort of edge of the brig, hoping the field is up right now. Anyway, Mr. Latch Under, I need to discuss with you a matter of great importance.
I haven't gone by that name in a while. Can you please just call me Jax?
A reasonable request, Jax. Now that I have accommodated you, you will accommodate me and inform me where you acquired the lighthouse technology.
And he looks at you plainly and he says, I have no idea where it came from.
You just found it? Come on, buddy.
No. No, I have people for everything. I haven't had to do anything since I took over my home world, okay? I tell people what I need, they get it for me, okay? So I don't know what this lighthouse that you're talking about is anyway, but you gotta tell me what it is I am supposed to know so that then I can tell you that I do not know what the hell you are talking about.
So stupid.
Who sold you the bomb?
I don't know, some dealer. Like I said, my people take care of it. I had the plan to blow up the glass marble. I said I needed a bomb. My people got a hold of it. I don't know how they did it. I just collect the checks and give the orders, okay?
You are extraordinarily useless. And
yeah, but I'm pretty as shit.
It does not last. Killsphere is.
So you are literally as pretty as shit.
Yes. Two things, Mr. Skyflyer. One, I now also have access to your bank accounts. Two, Steven is the kindest slime. And Killsphere floats away.
Hey, where are you taking me?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure either. We should probably discuss that as a team.
Okay, because am I under arrest or something, or you just?
I'm not a cop. How dare you? That's a great question.
I think we're or something.
We're definitely. That's what the OS is for. It's or something.
Yeah.
Cops or something. No, that's not it.
Oh no! All chaos are bastards.
Oh no! Not again.
I think if we don't have to narrate this as a scene necessarily, but I think that Chase's reason for snatching him was he had lighthouse tech, and we didn't want to have somebody with lighthouse tech running loose in the past. So if you can determine for sure that he's telling the truth and does not actually know how to use any of this stuff, then I'm happy leaving him in the past. But I was thinking we were taking him to the future. I mean, out of character entirely. I was mostly originally when I started that at the beginning of the thing, I was like, well, this was a good story beat from last time. I don't want to lose it. So let's try to find a way to make it work organically in this story as well. But the big thing was he has lighthouse tech. We don't like that. Let's take him to the future to figure out what happened. But you kind of did that yourself for this scene instead.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily need to do it that way, but only if we know for sure that if we leave him in the past, he's not going to be a threat to the timeline.
Would it make sense? He says he has people for that. Would it make sense to ask him who are his people? Because that is a thread we can explore.
Yeah. Could you please give me a lead, sir? Before Killsphere floats away, actually, but not in the terms of a flashback. How dare you?
No,
Killsphere
I was going to go, one last thing.
Yes, one more thing. Yes. Oh, I'm doing it.
Killsphere just turns around and holds up two hands wearing gloves.
Columbo Sphere.
Oh, Columbo Sphere. I'm living my dream. Thank you, Dan.
Well, does Columbo Sphere do the voice? Or does Columbo Sphere do what they think is the voice?
Killsphere turns around and has a green cigar popping out of the sphere and goes,
Amazing.
one more thing. Could you put us in contact with your people?
Jax takes a beat to consider this and says, okay, but wherever you're taking me, I'm not your captive, okay? I'll come with you. I'm interested to find out what's happening. So I'm going to cooperate, but I need assurances that I won't be killed, I won't be held captive. I want my freedom, but I will work with you. How does that sound?
You will be unable to return to your own time. It is a one-way trip.
That's fine. The story of Jack Skyflyer was coming to an end anyway. I just needed some spectacular incident for Jax to disappear in. And I think whatever just happened at the Glass Marble in Oosoom, I think that's been accomplished. So I kind of don't have anywhere else to go. So you give me somewhere to go, I can help.
Congratulations, Mr. Skyflyer. You're dead. And Killsphere floats away. For real this time.
Add Jack Skyflyer to your contacts on your sheet.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just made the worst friend ever. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Dr.
sick.
Smith, come on with us.
Let's go. I mean,
Ooh.
it seems like a bad idea at
For
first
now.
blush, right?
Yeah.
But then you remember Kimberly's meaner than all of us put together.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I have one last thing I want to do before we fly away from Oosoom Station.
Okay.
I want to check their records and find out why Kimberly got banned from the station.
ooh,
Yes, please.
that's the good stuff right there.
Share with
Thank
the
you
class.
for saying Kimberly's name, because I thought about that an hour and a half ago and I forgot about it because I was too focused on the actual story at hand.
There's a lot of information to parse through, but you are able to use this time to kind of go through the logs from years and years ago, video logs, all sorts of things. And it takes some time, but you do find when Kimberly was at Oosoom Station. And you can't get a full picture of everything. Like, everything's under surveillance, but you can't get an entire clear picture. But you do see her meeting with Velik Ving. And Ving has 10 arms. at the beginning of this.
Oh my lord.
Damn, she rocked his world. Yo, okay.
I would like to. I would like Trip to be waiting for Killsphere, whether it's outside the brig or in a communal area, or if Killsphere has to kind of like come up to the cockpit or whatever. I would like Trip to have been watching the security feed and to have monitored this, because I wanted to remind everyone that very recently, as recently as a couple of episodes ago, Trip has expressed a lack of faith in Killsphere's leadership abilities.
Yeah.
And as you're hovering past, Trip is kind of waiting for you, and he says, so I was watching that little interrogation eels on the feed.
Any feedback?
I don't always agree with the way that you do things. I don't always agree with the choices that you make, but I think it's pretty clear to me that our objectives and our wants and needs are in alignment. You know, I think we have different approaches to things. I am mostly, when I remember to be, a pacifist, and you are a sphere what kills. So there's not always going to be a lot of overlap in how we approach our objectives. But I've maybe been a bit harsh on you, and I wanted to apologize for that.
Thank you, Trip. One note. I am no longer a sphere that kills. I grew and changed, and bettered myself for the good of the team. I would recommend similar action for you. And Killsphere will float away.
Trip just nods and heads back to the cockpit.
Any more business before we return to the lighthouse?
I overhear this conversation and I approach Trip. I'm kidding.
Actually, the one thought I had is if when I had stepped away from the cockpit, I've maybe you're kind of monitoring because I've been teaching you how to fly.
Sure.
When I head back to the cockpit, what if I I kind of come up and I'm kind of standing next to you, and I just kind of look and I just kind of nod and say, I think we're gonna be all right.
We make a good team.
I hope so.
Me too.
Beep boop.
Oh, God, I forgot all about... Oh, jeez, that's right. No.
After a little bit, the ship slows down and you are once again approaching the lighthouse. Because when you are in faster than light, it is completely dark outside the ship. When you get to the lighthouse, it is always a little bit of an adjustment for your eyes because suddenly there is a star again. But once your eyes adjust, you see that glimmering space station, and auto dock takes you into...
What is Jax's reaction to coming out of FTL and seeing...
He's in the brig still.
Ah, well, it's worth a shot. All right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't give him a cell with a window.
Nah, there's no windows, no doors.
No.
The Vagabond sets down in its designated hangar bay. And once again, you are greeted by the crew who work at the lighthouse. MJack is waiting for you with arms crossed, just inspecting the damage to the Vagabond. And before anyone can say a word, I thought I've seen the absolute worst this ship has ever taken, and every time you lot surprise me even more. Is this glass? Are these pieces of glass in my ship?
Yeah, we jumped through a plate glass window. We went up a ramp and into the glass. We were chasing a Miami drug dealer at the time. There was some really good...
Is that why there's fruit all over the ship as well? Did you hit a car?
Covered in fruit. Just fruit all over the place.
Watermelon cart.
There'll be some chickens back there as
Cantaloupe
well, probably.
A ramp with feathers on it for no reason. Sorry.
Two guys carrying a piece of glass.
Two guys, plate glass window. Yes.
Pretty sure I heard someone yell.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I heard someone yell, "My cabbages," as we were zooming past at one point.
All right, we got that out.
All things that Trip would know a lot about.
Yeah.
Trip would be such a big fan of Miami. Trip would be a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Especially, yes.
Yep.
Trip loves.
And by the way, Chase definitely has her mask and helmet on.
Yeah, Trip loves Avatar: The Way of Water.
Killsphere, in response to MJack's gruffness, will float up to him and say, God, I wish my character could smile. Notes for next character. We'll say to MJack, just think, you can say that you have the rare experience of repairing a ship that survived the Skirvington asteroid field twice.
I mean, that's not nothing. I mean, Skirvington's pretty nasty place. Trip, you flew through that?
I mean, I did a little bit of the flying. Beat Boop did a little bit of flying, which incidentally is why some of those dents will need buffing out.
From the ship you hear, fuck you! Okay, and with your mission now complete, it is time for you to head to Kimberly Gordon's office for a mission debrief, unless there's anything that anyone needs to take care of, although I wouldn't recommend making her wait.
No, I'm happy to go visit her.
Yep, I'm ready to debrief.
If we pass Graal on the way, can I just give him the 2 cred that I owe him?
Let's see if you pass. As you are heading towards the teleporters that will bring you to the floor where Kimberly's office is, Trip, you see Graal coming from the other direction, and he doesn't look as mean or angry as he usually is. He kind of looks like he's very lost in thought.
I very quickly, not even stopping, but I like toss the 2 cred I owe him at him, and I'm like, can't stop to talk. I will check in with you later, but that's the money.
He was so distracted, the money just, like, the cred hits him and hits the ground, and it kind of wakes him up. What? Oh, Trip, I need to talk to you.
I'm already gone.
Come find me. And so remove 2 cred from your supply.
Goodbye, money. God, it's like having a paycheck.
You arrive outside of Kimberly's office, and it is the door with the diamond insignia, and it does its cool door opening maneuver.
Somebody at home animates something sick with like a big circle rolling into a thin, like a diamond going boop. That's whatever. You got it. I believe in you.
And as the door opens, you see that Kimberly Gordon is speaking with someone. And this person she's speaking to, this is not someone that you've necessarily seen before. Everyone, just go ahead and give me just a plain study roll. No additives. However many dice you have.
1.
I got a 6.
I got a 1.
I got a 6.
Okay. BB and Killsphere, you recognize what this person is. She is an intelligence being. You look at her, and all of you see that, like, she's made of pixels, of all things, 2-dimensional pixels. And BB and Killsphere, you know that this is a pixie. This is a creature native to the digital plane of existence, the artificial plane that all telecommunications in the entire universe uses. And Kimberly is finishing up saying something, and this intelligence being, this pixie, spiral swirls away and appears as if it's going into one of the computer systems. And she's gone. And Kimberly looks up and says, "Oh, perfect timing. Come on in. Let's hear all about the mission." And the doors close behind you, and Kimberly gives the order to everyone in the command center. You know the drill. Everyone else out. And she snaps her fingers, and everyone kind of gets the hell out of there, because mission debriefs are just for chaos. And you now have, the 4 of you now have the room with Kimberly.
I let my mask open up if when it's just us.
All right. So what happened with Ving? Did you find the source of the broadcast? Tell me what happened.
I would say you've really got to hand it to us, because we took care of that problem.
She looks at you like, okay, I don't, what are you, did you do the mission?
Yeah, sorry. It was a fun. I just would say, like, you know, arm in arm, I feel like we really accomplished a lot. And we brought a friend back to tell you some fun stuff.
Yes, we have brought back Jack's Skyflyer in order to help determine the source of a weapon he used to destroy the glass marble. Kimberly, it is of grave importance that we determine the origin of the weapon Skyflyer attempted to use. It was of lighthouse design.
And the looks on Kimberly's face, they shift very quickly, because at first when you're talking about Jack Skyflyer, you actually see she's a little bit flush, because this is a very famous person. But as soon as you mention lighthouse technology, all of that color drains away. And she looks at you and says, "Excuse me?"
Yes. Skyflyer was in possession of a lighthouse device that extended time. It was used as a bomb to destroy the glass marble. Skyflyer claims he does not know which of, quote unquote, his people located the device for him. However, I'm not entirely convinced.
You're telling me that Lighthouse technology has left this time?
I'm telling you, a device from the Lighthouse is the cause of the destruction of the glass marble.
Okay. And any pretense of decorum is gone. She goes, this cannot leave this room. If you're telling me that there is a breach of security at the Lighthouse, are you okay? I am going to look into this personally. We are going to compartmentalize this. But this could be the biggest threat to the entire universe.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely seems like something that should be compartmentalized right now.
Well, I don't know who to trust. Do you, Trip?
I'm getting a better handle on that these days, yeah.
Does anyone else know about this?
Only Skyflyer.
And you brought him here?
Correct.
Okay.
Stephen probably also knows, actually.
Steven
Who the
knows
fuck
everything.
is Steven?
Oh, that's my slime child. You know, Kimberly, when I go on these missions and give you those little gifts, sometimes I put my little slime children in them.
She can't even.
I wish I had story points to give out right now.
She can't even look horrified at what you're saying right now because of the situation right now.
A rich menagerie of emotion.
No, it's really just the one.
Okay, God, this is the last thing. Okay, we're gonna take care of this, but let me do what I do. You keep doing what you do. Wow, and she's really shaken to her core. And you've never seen Kimberly like this. She is, okay.
We're happy to hand it off to you. Sorry.
She seems really disarmed by this.
Yeah. I go out on a limb and say it's a pretty big threat. You might even say it's the pits.
Wow. Wow. Smooth.
Fuck.
I broke Daniel.
Amazing.
I just needed a little push. I was on the verge of it.
You should really take this one yourself. Don't palm it off on someone else, okay?
I like that our characters know how grave this is, but I think like we would be like, I can't resist this. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
We can't
It's like laughing at a funeral. It's just like, I can't. Yeah.
We went back in time and we fought tooth and nail to bring this information back. Okay, I'm done now. Thanks for playing.
Like fingernail.
No, I figured it out
see.
eventually.
Okay.
Look, we'll get a full debrief for whatever else is going on right now. You just all get some rest. And as she says that, there is light and sound and sparks emanating from one of the center computer consoles, and that pixie is ejected across the room, skittering and stopping. And she looks different than she did previously. She is covered in this black and gold substance that when it catches the light properly, it's like when gasoline is on like a pavement, like there's a sheen to it that is just sickly and unnatural. And it is covering the majority of her body. And with great effort, raises an arm. Help! It deleted us all. And Kimberly rushes over. It says, Pell, are you okay? And this creature is no longer conscious. Medical emergency, main control. And appears and says, medical emergency, get her to, and immediately both of them are gone.
Thank you for listening to Good Chaotic. The Good Chaotic crew is Châu Kate Lê, Ben Paddon, Riley Silverman, and Michael Nixon. Our GM is Dan Peck. Our theme music was created by Daphne Sacramento. Follow us on social media at Good Chaotic Pod, or join us in our Discord to hang out with other fans, share fan art, and talk about the episodes. If you'd like to help support the show, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts, or by becoming a patron at patreon.com/goodchaoticpod. And also, tell your friends. It really helps us get the word out and get new listeners. Until next time.
left in the room?
I think just Killsphere.
Yeah,
and
it's
Ghost
just-
BB.
Yeah, half of Ghost BB.
BB is 2 Force Ghosts right now.
She is.
In a trench coat. So Jennifer...
BB doesn't wear clothes, Dan.
Actually, that's true. We did establish this.
It's a very tall body pocket. Anyway,
Awful.